All right, y'all know what it is. Friday check-in, baby. Wins, losses, and lessons. Oh man, let's get right into it. My win for this week is I finally took a vacation, y'all. And y'all probably heard it in my voice these past few episodes, like, man, that boy need a break. Oh man, finally took a vacation, guys. It was my girlfriend's birthday this week, so we went up to Big Bear for a few days, rented a cabin in the mountains. They had a hot tub on the back porch just overlooking the mountains. It was freaking beautiful, man. It was peaceful, it was quiet, it was literally everything that we both needed. It was just us two. And the theme for her birthday was to stay off of electronics as much as possible and just let your inner child run wild. And that's exactly what we did, man. I don't even know where my phone was half the time. The cabin came with a ton of board games. So we played everything, man. They had Monopoly, Connect Four. She beat my button, Connect Four. Cards Against Humanity. It was literally a closet full of games. Some of those games I never even heard of. I know what you did last winter. I was like, I never heard of that one. When's Dad Coming Home? I never played that one. At least not intentionally. So yeah, it was a ton of games. They even had the Pac-Man. You remember the Pac-Man arcade game? They had one like built into the wall. It was really, really fun. But yeah, this was a win because I really, really needed this. I feel like my life has been moving so fast, and this was a chance for me to slow down and catch my breath and just be present. We sat in the hot tub one day. I think we sat in the hot tub for like 4 or 5 hours. Just no phones, just talking, having good conversation about life, about, past, present, future. You ever sit in a hot tub so long or like a pool so long you come out and you're like wrinkled? That's how long we was in there. When I got in, I was 32 years old. When I got out, I was like 87, bro. I was wrinkled everywhere, all over my body. So that was a good time. It was so quiet. It was so peaceful. All you heard was like the birds chirping. They was like talking to each other. Hey, you seen Ronnie? No, I ain't seen him. I think he went to the stove. Yeah, that was my win. Now, moving on to the losses, man, I'm not gonna lie. I intentionally did not track my macros or follow my diet for my cut this past week. Think about it, dude. I'm in the mountains chilling with my girlfriend for her birthday. We eating whatever she want to eat. I'm not following no diet on vacation, bro. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry, dude. I love my body. I work out so hard so I can eat what I want to eat when I want to eat it, right? Um, I think last time I checked, I was burning like between all my workouts that I do every day and just like existing, I think I'm burning like 3,000 calories a day. I can afford a few days of just eating what the hell I want. Okay. I'm not a slave to my diet. I'm sorry. So yeah, I ate whatever I felt like with no remorse. That was my loss. I was eating, boy. Man, one of the nights we got Thai food. Y'all, man, you know how long it's been since I had Thai food? It's been a long time. So I did not hold back. I got the shrimp fried rice. Then I got the I think it's called like the pad thai noodles, and I had the spicy on about 4 or 5. Just a little something, something. Man, I went to town and they had a little bit left. Your boy went back for seconds. I sure did. I sure did. Okay. And then for dessert, we had a chocolate molten cake. When you cut inside of it with the spoon, the chocolate just freaking drizzles out from the. Oh my gosh. Listen, let me tell you something. Mm-mm. I cannot tell you the last time my taste buds felt so alive. So yeah, I did my thing. And then I woke up early on her birthday and cooked breakfast. Come on, somebody. Had to make breakfast. And I don't know if I ever told y'all, but breakfast is absolutely my favorite meal of the day. But because I've been doing OMAD lately, or like 2MAD some days, I don't get to eat breakfast anymore. So that was my first time having breakfast in a long time. And that was amazing. Your boy did his thing. So yeah, that was my loss. My loss was, not staying on top of my diet during this cut for the past few days, but I was living my life. Okay. Now, moving on to the lesson of this week. My girl turned 29, and I asked her, I'm like, well, how do you feel? Because this is your last year in your 20s. And she said, being 29 didn't really scare her. And that shocked me because, most people are terrified of turning 30. I feel like your 20s are just trial and error with real consequences. You're broke because you don't really know how money works yet. You know, you're in toxic relationships because you don't even know what healthy relationships look like. You know what I mean? You're working at jobs that drain you because you haven't figured out what you're actually good at yet. It's just a huge decade of experimenting, really. How you supposed to get successful in that? You just experimenting. You out here saying yes to everything because you don't know what to say no to yet. That's basically your whole 20s. And the whole time society is telling you to somehow, enjoy your youth while simultaneously expecting you to have life figured out and you're supposed to be successful. Dude, that's exhausting, okay? That's your 20s. And I don't think people are scared of 30 because they feel like their life is over. I think they're more scared because 30 somehow feels like a deadline. Like if you haven't made it by 30, then somehow you fail. Whatever made it means. If you're not married, if you're not successful, if you're not rich or established, then you're behind. And if you think about it, that's not even the fear of aging. That's the fear of being seen. It's not even about aging. In your 20s, you can be behind because you can use that excuse, I'm still figuring it out, right? But at 30, people kind of expect you to have the answers by now. You know what I mean? And if you don't, then it feels like proof that you're a failure. That's really why people don't like 30s. That's the real fear. It's not even age, it's more of accountability. But this is what really happens when you turn 30, okay? You kind of just stop apologizing for who you are. You know what I mean? Not in like a little motivational cliche poster on the wall way. I'm talking about like you literally just run out of energy to care about what people think of you. And it's not because you're rude now, but you just finally understand that your time and your energy is limited. You rather spend your time on things that actually matter than pretending to care about things that you don't. Which is what we do when we're 20, right? You're supposed to waste time in your 20s. You're supposed to fail. You're supposed to be confused, dude. All of those bad decisions are basically just teaching you what not to do in your 30s. Every toxic person that you meet in your 20s is teaching you what not to tolerate in your 30s and beyond. So by the time you hit 30, you're not starting from scratch. You're starting from a decade of data on what doesn't work. If you think about it like that, it makes more sense. So the lesson for this week is, I don't know who needs to hear this, but 30 is not a deadline. Okay? 30 is just the age where you stop chasing what you think you're supposed to want and you start building what you actually want. And I'm going to tell you right now, just from experience, that's when it gets good. So yeah, that was my wins, losses, and lessons for this week. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. Be safe. As always, hit that subscribe or that follow button wherever you're listening to this. And if you like this episode, send it to a friend. If you hated this episode, send it to an enemy. But regardless, thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. And thank you for hearing me out. Peace.